So I'm Tim Taylor. I'm the CEO, Managing Director of ThinkVitals. So we started this company really 2 years ago, and the intention was to develop applications for healthcare. It's part of another company called ThinkShield, which has been around in healthcare for about 10 years. And the intention here is to develop solutions that can work on mobile devices. And what we've specifically done in this particular case is to come out with a mobile application capturing patients' observations, vital signs, and using them in conjunction to create a national early warning score. And the reason that that's important is because if you look at patient vital signs individually on their own, then you don't necessarily get a complete picture. But if you add things together and you look at them in a more holistic view, then you have a much better chance of diagnosing quite early on what actually might be wrong with the patient. So it's a clinical tool that helps people make better decisions. It's not a clinical application in the sense that it does a diagnosis for you. For a very long time, healthcare has been used to paying enormous sums of money for licensed applications, and they're very specific. They cost a great deal of money. They ultimately cost the taxpayer a great deal of money, and whilst I'm sure they do benefit patient care, to a certain extent it restricts what can be done to improve patient care. And I think that the open source market, if we start looking at it realistically, it can expand the possibilities of what can be done to improve patient care. So why I think it's really important is because we need to go down a different route to the market. If we consider that the patient is who is first in this equation, it's always about the patient. It's not about money, it's more about the patient. Then if we start to think like that, we can begin more to approach a means or a way of really developing very useful tools for patient care. Open source means that you widen your community of developers. It means that you're expanding, in a sense, the footprint of who it is that can contribute to the improvement of that patient care. So you make an application available for download to a sort of a general public area, and you get a bunch of people to play with it and to improve it and to feed their own ideas into it. And ultimately, who's the beneficiary? It's us, it's the patients. So that when we go into hospital, who knows, somebody might through that discover a cure for cancer. It's built very much on an open standards platform. It's a Java-based product. It will run on any database. We've just looked at Mongo recently, which is new to us, but it will support SQL Server, which is typically what most hospitals use, Oracle database as well. It has a Glassfish open source integration engine that we've built our own listener with. So it's a kind of combination of open source, open standards, rather than just an entirely open source product. In the future, we're thinking of going down that path of opening it up more. If you log on to ThinkVitals.com, you can find out a great deal more about the application there. Yeah, thank you.